Business owners on the Elmwood Strip have reached their last resort. They're now pleading with thieves to leave them alone.
People deserve to be able to walk their streets, go to their shops, go in their stores safely, purchase their products, go back home.
Now, Governor Kathy Hochul was in New York City this morning to announce her plan to combat this growing problem.
Wipe everything off the shelves and oftentimes they're loading into a stolen vehicle.
It meant something to other people, so I knew I had to get it right. People are going to have me under a microscope. I had to be.
Governor Hochul is hoping that state lawmakers will pass into law certain aspects of her larger plan.
NY retailers lost $4.4 billion. Retailers in the state of New York claim there's no way to stop the growing epidemic of organized stealing rings, and they caution that this could result in more store closings, higher prices for customers, and threats of crime against staff members. Retail theft cost store owners $4.4 billion last year, which they claim makes Governor Kathy Hochul's enforcement of laws even more imperative. To the dismay of retail owners, Hochul vetoed a bipartisan bill last week that would have established a task group to prevent organized crime. Hochul turned down a plan to establish a 15-person team of specialists chosen by the state attorney general, governor, and legislature to provide recommendations on how to deal with retail theft. The lobbying organization representing merchants throughout the state, the Retail Council of New York State, with its headquarters in Albany, expressed its deep disappointment at Hochul's veto. The group's president and CEO, Melissa O'Connor, asked the governor to take immediate action in order to create an effective, collaborative response to this problem, according to a statement she released. We look forward to working with her to achieve results, as she made it very clear that retail theft prevention will be a priority for her administration, O'Connor stated. According to a Hochul representative, the state would have had to spend $35 million to approve the idea, which wasn't included in the most recent budget. Law enforcement officers from New York City, Albany, and Syracuse have documented an increase in retail theft incidents. They attribute this increase to progressive prosecutors who support criminal activity by providing shoplifters with little penalties. The Syracuse police chief stated last month that based on conservative estimates, the city had seen a 55% increase in shoplifting since 2021. According to Syracuse Police Chief Joe Cecil, that number is probably higher because businesses frequently don't report it, but they do continue to express concerns. The head of the New York Association of Convenience Stores, Ken Sopris, told the Post that while retail theft at convenience stores is not as well organized as it is at certain other businesses, it is nonetheless dangerous and significant. My members have reported shoplifting where thieves ransack businesses looking for lottery tickets, cigarettes, and other items they can get their hands on. Convenience store employees are at extreme risk, according to Sopris. He told the Post that his trade association stands ready to work with the state and local authorities and other business groups to take control of this issue. In fact, one store reported a thief threw a pot of coffee at a clerk, he said. As of November 19th, around 340 persons were facing accusations of motor vehicle theft, and nearly 2,300 people have been arrested by Albany police for larceny. This is far more than the 2,057 arrests for larceny and 281 arrests for motor vehicle theft over a 5-year period. Retailers in the Buffalo region have begged local police to increase patrols in response to a wave of coordinated retail thefts, despite a steady reduction in robberies and larcenies year over year. Buffalo fleece and outerwear owner Stephen Lent warned WIV-TV in September that he would have to close his store because of the widespread theft of his goods.
Business owners on the Elmwood Strip have reached their last resort. They're now pleading with thieves to leave them alone.
I'm not going to stand by and watch brazen thieves wreak havoc in their shops.
This comes after several shops in that area were targeted this weekend and in recent months.
Of judges who use their discretion in setting bail for suspects charged with shoplifting.
Lance claimed to have been robbed 20 times in the last few months. According to Lance, the police usually blame it on bail reform and say they can't arrest them and it would just be an appearance ticket, so I guess it's not worth coming. Similar concerns have been made by other companies in Buffalo's Elmwood Village neighborhood. It appears that there's no police presence in one of Buffalo's busiest business districts, Lance remarked. Every day, customers come in and go out carrying items, and this happens to a lot of these stores. There's organized theft outside of upstate New York. The Council on Criminal Justice reports that during the 4 years between mid-2019 and June of this year, there was a 64% increase in reported occurrences of retail theft in the Big Apple. According to crime figures cited by a representative of the New York Police Department, there were over 93,000 instances of petty theft through the end of October, which is 5% less than the same time last year, but 29% more than 2 years ago. According to the NYPD, just 327 persons were engaged in about 1/3 of all shoplifting arrests in the 5 boroughs last year. These individuals were arrested and rearrested over 6,000 times in total. According to the NYPD, these 327 accused shoplifters targeted 7 chain pharmacies and 18 department stores, making up 20% of all complaints. Had enough. Governor Kathy Hochul told shoplifters in New York on Wednesday that they're on notice. "We're going to get you. Enough is enough." Since stealing has become more common in New York, Governor Kathy Hochul asked for an extra $45 million to be spent to stop it on February 14th. Reports of shoplifting have gone up by an amazing 50% in New York City from 2017 to 2023, even though rates of many other crimes have gone down. About 25,000 shoplifters were caught by police in the 5 boroughs alone last year. However, 64,000 stores were broken into during that time, according to police data. Collective Action to Protect Our Stores, or CAP leaders, that said that store owners often have no choice but to close their doors when shoplifting happens because most of the time the thieves get away with it. Because of this, shoplifting goes largely unreported, and store owners put themselves in danger to settle disputes, the group said. Along with possible harm and loss of revenue, some business owners say that the rise of 5-finger discounts is to blame for stores closing completely. For example, Rite Aid closed 4 locations in New York after theft caused a $5 million drop in revenue compared to the previous year. That hurts businesses and takes away jobs that were once very important for people with low incomes.
People deserve to be able to walk their streets, go to their shops, go in their stores safely, purchase their products, go back home.
It meant something to other people, so I knew I had to get it right. People are going to have me under a microscope. I had to and dismantle, destroy everything they've built. And I know how hard it is on their workers.
Retail theft is at an all-time high right now, with many businesses and consumers being affected.
Hochul talked about how helpless local companies feel on Wednesday and how shoplifting makes people feel down in general. People deserve to be able to walk their streets, go to their shops, and shop safely, buy their goods, and go home without any problems, she said. Our shop workers also deserve to feel safe, and I believe we can make a difference. Retail Theft Joint Operation. Hochul announced the establishment of a retail theft joint operation in the midst of several proposals to curb lawlessness within neighborhood stores. This operation will act as a central hub for coordinating law enforcement agencies in New York, aiding in the pursuit of repeat offenders, dismantling organized crime rings, and supporting prosecutions. The governor announced that the state police will get $25.2 million to establish a new smash and grab enforcement unit, which will include officers committed full-time to investigating organized retail rings. The unit will operate under the auspices of that unified task force. The head of the state police, Stephen James, stated, "We can solve crimes faster and also prevent further incidents by increasing their resources. We acknowledge the vital role these resources play in addressing and solving the crimes that affect our communities and neighborhoods on a daily basis." Hochul declared that an extra $10 million of the already pledged monies will be given to local district attorneys, enabling them to establish retail theft teams with the express purpose of apprehending offenders. Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark stated, "Retail theft devastates our community, especially when businesses close and endanger store employees and shoppers. Our efforts will be greatly aided by Governor Hochul's funding for DAs to prosecute property crimes and deploy retail theft teams. In the meantime, a new commercial security tax credit worth $5 million will be given directly to business owners to assist defray the expense of heightened retail security measures.
Between 2017 and 2023, larceny cases across the city went up more than 50%.
Because organized retail theft poses a real threat to their livelihoods.
Governor Hochul is hoping that state lawmakers will pass into law certain aspects of her larger plan.
Now, Governor Kathy Hochul was in New York City this morning to announce her plan to combat this growing problem,
tightening laws on resales. She pointed out that while the governor's administration can implement many of these programs without legislative consent, Albany lawmakers must alter New York's criminal laws in order to combat the pandemic of shoplifting. One proposed regulation would make it illegal for independent retailers to sell stolen products, since many shoplifters make money by selling their goods on the black market. Legislation to such effect has been presented by Manhattan State Senator Brad Hoyland-Sigel, who claims it will significantly lower the profitability of shoplifting. The proposed legislation aims to criminalize the promotion of stolen goods on the internet, he stated. It will compel third-party vendors like Facebook and Amazon to implement stronger security measures to stop these transactions from happening on their systems or risk facing legal repercussions. In addition, Hochul urged lawmakers to toughen the legislation against attacking retail employees, since these offenses have increased in tandem with the surge in theft. Senator Jessica Sarcella-Spanton of Staten Island stated, "I have pushed in the Senate to elevate the assault of a retail worker to a Class D felony because I understand just how important it is to protect New Yorkers from violent crimes."
We've seen thieves come in, scare her employees, and make off with literally hundreds of dollars worth of clothing all at once.
A shoplifter went to our location. We escorted him out of the store 4 times.
Wipe everything off the shelves, and oftentimes they're loading into a stolen vehicle.
Retail theft genuinely threatens the financial security and well-being of our small businesses and retail employees in New York who are just trying to make ends meet. And that's going to do it for this video, you guys. See you next time, and bye for now.